Hi, everybody. I am Jessica Mokhiber, and I'm here with Jill Sheehan of Empire Charter Consultants, and we are continuing our series of questions and answers and reflections from people that Jill has known and worked with over the course of 27 years in the charter school movement, both in New York and nationwide. And today we have questions from Meza Melkonian of American Dream School. We love Melissa.
Oh, Melissa.
And Jill,
Dr. Melkonian.
yeah, start with telling us about how you know Melissa and how you've come to work with her in American
I
Dream.
actually met her when I was working at the association, and uh, I just love her. She's so direct. She's she's all about the experience for her kids and her school. She's just a good person. So I actually met her through the association, and we continue to work with them, and we just love them so much. And I have so much respect for the work she's doing for these kids. She's incredible.
Yeah, her life story is really inspirational
Or
too.
Right. And
Yeah,
she's just so humble and kind.
yeah,
She's she's like who you want to work with all the time. She's that person.
that's awesome. So Melissa's first question is understanding why we do this work for children. How do you continue to gracefully do the work knowing that the adults can be the most difficult part of navigating schools?
The key word there is gracefully. I'm not sure I'm particularly graceful. I think schools need the truth, and good leaders, good board members value critical feedback in a way that it's not painful for them. So if you're the person you don't want the critical feedback, what I say might come across as rude or not, label it whatever. But I think when you're able to say, hey, listen, I come from humble beginnings. I believe in this work because maybe a charter school would have changed the lives of me and my siblings. Not that I have a bad life. I have an incredible life. God bless you, Jeff.
Yeah.
Um, and when you can say something and you understand, like I can relate to the students sitting in your class. I can relate to the teachers in your classroom. I can relate to whatever it is. You have conversations in a much different way. And when you have an audience that's receptive of hearing critical feedback, not just critical feedback, but here's who can help you, or here's how we can help you, or here's what can help you. You are respecting a leader or co-leader or board. You're giving them the respect they deserve as either the person who founded or runs the school or even as a volunteer. So you have these conversations. I don't know if the word is gracefully as much as tactfully have these conversations, but I go into every conversation with people with the understanding that we're of like minds. And I think respect is graceful. And I respect them and they respect me. We don't always have to agree, but we're going to respect each other. And I would hope I do that gracefully. I love you, Mile. That was a great question.
Yeah, that
I
was a
hope
good
you're saying I'm graceful because we both know I'm not.
one. And Melissa's second, it's not a question, but tell us a story about a student who inspired you during one of your visits to a school.
It's funny because, right, it's all dependent on the student who comes up and engages you. And listen, some kids are like the mayor of the school. I often joke if I go into a meeting with a principal and I name 5 kids, it's because I saw them all day long. And there was a school that I worked in, not in New York, but a high schooler, and he was drawing a car. and he loves automotive. So I was like, "Oh, what's your favorite car?" And we got to talking about cars. By the way, weird thing, I love cars. I love to look at cars. I, if there's a car show on TV, I'm watching the car show, just so you know. Love cars as much as I love architecture. So uh, we started talking about what his career was going to be. It's a college and career school. And we had this long conversation because he's like, "Well, I'm not an engineer, so I can't go for cars." And I was like, "But there's somebody who designs cars and they understand math and science and how cars go." And we had this long conversation about cars. The next time I went back, he told me that he talked to people and he's like, "And I think I want to do that. I think I want to go intern at like a car place." I said, "A manufacturer?" He goes, "Yeah. And I want to find out, like, how do people get into this field?" So I knew that one conversation, but he also told me I was the only person who ever asked him about his car artwork. And by the way, his artwork was incredible, like incredible. But I can tell you, I've had kids hand me notes in the hallway and they're like, "Thank you for listening to me." Or they bring me a snack and they said, "You were in my class and you were so nice to me." And it's those little gestures. And what's more funny is I can work with the school over time. So let's say I first met you when you were in sixth grade, and now I'm back in your school and you're a high schooler, and you come up and hug me because you remember me, which actually happened in a Harlem school. A girl came up and hugged me. She's like, "You gave me a pen when I was in sixth grade." And I never forgot that because she didn't have a pen in class. And so I dug into my backpack and I gave her two pens. I'm like, "Hide one, keep the other." But she remembered that. And then the next day when she came in, she brought me like an egg McMuffin, right? Like it was this, it's those weird things. I don't want anything from them. I'm not their teacher. And by the way, kids are hilarious. For elementary school, it was this little kid who was so excited to be playing a game. And then he kept calling me Jill, "Jill, it's almost my turn." And I called Andrea when I left and I said, "There's something about little kids walking up and like hugging your leg, or kids will walk up to me and go, 'Grandma, can you tie my shoe?' And teachers will get mortified, right? They're like, I'm like, it's okay. It doesn't offend me. It
It's so
doesn't do
cute.
anything.
That's so
It's
cute.
it is so cute. And so it's weird because I would tell you the students I see in every class, they affect me. It makes me want to make sure I see and hear them and provide that feedback to school leaders to say, these kids are sitting in the back of the classroom doing nothing. Like, you got to engage them. And so I would say every interaction I have with the kid is hilarious. They're just hilarious. And kids are funny. I had a kid come up and say, "Can I tell you every reason why I hate this school?" Sure, you can. You absolutely can. And he lists them all. I'm like, "Are you passing? Yeah. Are you going to go to college? Yeah. Well, then you're fine. Go back to your desk." So, like, it is how they affect how I continue doing my job. And I want to be really clear. If I now had a job where I wasn't in schools as much as I am, I probably would have quit a long time ago. When I am feeling like I don't know why I do this work anymore, I'm so aggravated, and then I walk into a school, it reminds me of why this work is important. And so those conversations with kids, like hearing their dreams, hearing what they want to do, hearing little kids call me grandma, it revitalizes me. It just gives me that feeling of, "Oh, I get it. I get why I do this."
Yeah, that's so sweet. Okay, Melissa's third question is if you were to start a charter school, what would be your mission and vision? Where would you open it and why?
What's my mission or vision be?
We're putting you on the spot here.
I would say my mission statement would be my mission statement. What would my mission statement be? Every student is welcomed and valued, whatever. ABC Community Charter School respects and values every student in our school and their families. We, the whole like with a rigorous education academic program and emotional, and this will piss a lot of people off, and social and emotional tools readily available for students and families, our students will graduate successful and prepared for the real world. Something like,
Yeah.
because I just want to say that one of my friends was writing a book and he said, he asked me, do you think teachers come in with a bias on students? Like they meet a student and they already formulate an opinion on that student. And I was like, yes. He goes, do you think it affects teaching? I was like, yes. It definitely affects how you're going to teach that child. So that would be my mission. I would open it someplace warm. Uh, I would open it in a state that allows for a lot of autonomy. So maybe Florida, maybe actually where I live, I would love to. I am seriously just, hey, world, be prepared. I'm seriously considering like we need to drop an application near where I live. I live on I'm very like middle class America, super rich that way, super not rich that way. We are squarely in the middle. These schools can only have so many kids. So even if you're going to a failing school, right, there's nobody to come help kids. There's like no charter middle or high school here. So in this area. So I would open it where I live and help serve the community.
Okay, beautiful.
I would open an elementary school and then grow to a high school. And the funny part is, we all know that we could sit and write an application that would be approved. We would. We could get an application through pretty much any state. I just haven't done it because the thought of what these people who found schools go through, right? Like Melissa, what she has gone through to fight for her school and grow, to open her second school. She needs to write that down. She needs to tell people what it's like to work in a state where everything is so bureaucratic, including opening a second school that will serve a needed population, right? We have to start addressing those things. So that's what I would do. I don't know if my mission is to feel good, but we're going to be accepting of every child.
I love that. And Melissa, if you're listening, we need you to write some things down. And thank you so much to Melissa Melkonian for the questions
Thanks, Mel.
and for answering them. Thank you.